I'm Floyd Crowley and I live in Summit Lake, British Columbia, which is about 50 kilometers north of Prince George.
Can you tell me why you oppose the Enbridge and Gateway pipeline? And I heard that Summit Lake they're proposing to build a station there.
Yeah, the station is actually going to be right near Bear Lake, which is about 15 or 20 kilometers up the road from where we live. But why I'm opposed to the pipeline is because I've worked all my life in the pipeline business since I was 18 years old for 40 plus years, and had quite a bit of experience with pipelines and with pipeline breakage and leakage. And this Enbridge, you know, we had an oil line that had at least 4 leaks, and a couple of them fairly major leaks, and it caused a humongous amount of damage to the river, the Pine River, and the village of Chetwynd's water supply was polluted, and they had to modify their water supply. It cost about, I think the total cost of the cleanup was about $30 million, and that was a small pipeline and a very small break compared to the volume that Enbridge will pump. So that's, we know there's going to be breakage somewhere along the line. And so the reason I'm against that pipeline coming here is because there's basically huge risk and no reward. They're going to have about 25 employees across the full width of the province of British Columbia. And so that's going to be the payroll. They're going to have some people at Kitimat working on the shipping and the terminal there, but they'll be strictly based in Kitimat. So the rest of the province, the width of the rest of the province has the pipeline going across with the huge risk and a payroll for 25 people, which is not very good reward for the amount of risk we got to take.
Yeah, that's true. Is there anything else you'd like to say about it?
Well, the one thing that the reason it's so risky, as far as I'm concerned, is no matter where the pipeline breaks, whether it breaks near the Alberta-BC border, which will spill into the Athabasca River system, if it breaks anywhere when it gets into the mountains and then across the mountains all the way till you get to Bear Lake, it spills into the Arctic watershed because our creeks and rivers and everything where we live flow into the Arctic. And then if it breaks, never mind if it breaks, when it breaks, once you get past Summit Lake to the west, then it flows into the Fraser River watershed, which flows down to the Pacific Ocean and the Lower Mainland, and the humongous salmon resources that could be wiped out by that. And then, of course, you get a little farther west beyond the Burns Lake area, all the way to the coast, and it's in the Mosquito watershed. So it's flowing through all of these creeks and rivers and watersheds, and it's just too risky.
What do you think about the hearings that are taking place?
Well, I'm so pleased to see the results, or see the participation in the hearings. You know, I've been called a radical because I want to speak up at these hearings, and I want to speak up at these hearings because I'm very worried about what's going to happen to our environment if there's something goes wrong, because something can go wrong so easy.
I think I heard the other day that Stephen Harper said that trhough is opposed to the pipeline as an enemy of Canada or something.
Yeah, well, give your head a shake. I mean, we have a lot of people. You bumped into them, I bumped into them right across the width of the province here, and they're worried for the future of our province. Never mind being a radical or anything. The salmon resources, the tourist resources. I mean, if we wipe out some of these watersheds with a huge oil spill, there goes the tourism for that area as well, not just the salmon resources for that.
Yeah, it's pretty. There's a lot of tourism and fisheries crops on the coast. close to, right?
Well, I mean, like I said, all the way on the Fraser and the Skeena watersheds, there are there are probably more than 1,000 full-time jobs in the fisheries, the processing, and all of that sort of thing, which could be wiped out for 1,000 years. I mean, take a look at Alaska. They're still having problems with that, and that was just one spill in one area.
The Exxon Valdez?
Yeah, Exxon Valdez. And of course they've had some problems on their pipeline as well, which is kept pretty quiet, so we don't know about a lot of that. But those things happen. The pipeline I worked on in those years, we had 4 spills, and it's just one of those things. It's just the wrong thing happens at the wrong time, and the next thing you know, you got a problem. The broken line, the ground shifts. It could be any number of things. Flooding, if we get some serious flooding where these things are crossing these rivers, and you get some kind of a washout and damages the pipe in the bottom of one of these valleys, even though they have shut-off valves on the, every so often. By the time a crew of people could get there, you could have 1 million liters of oil into the creek or river.